So guys, whether you're working with young athletes, advanced ones, or even adults, the concept or the principle is always the same. How do I ask questions? What kind of questions can I ask the player so his or her awareness is there on what is going on the court at that time? And focusing on way too many things at once is always confusing. It's better to get 1, 2, 3 things kind of in place and then move on. I always find it, and I made this mistake myself, that's why I laugh and that's why I share this with you. We assumed, I told you the story about a friend of mine telling me kids don't know how to run, and I was like, come on man, kids know how to run. And it's like, don't assume. And then I started watching and I looked at the kids and they really couldn't run, like not nicely, not properly. And I kind of remember on my own journey, I was taught how to move, how to stop, how to slide. And some things came natural, some things didn't come natural at all. So when you are coaching, in your head, please remember, you have thousands of thousands of thousands of hours and layers that make you forget for a moment that somebody taught you things. Go back to basics, break it down, look at progressions, see how you can empathize with the athlete, what questions can you ask, tell them what you think would work, show them how this could work. Most importantly, let them experience it. Let them do it and then reflect on it. Have fun, and looking forward to you making this program great. In the philosophy of base tennis, guys, the most important part of this is to always remember why you started playing tennis. Remember that passion, that fun, that curiosity you have for the game. Teach that. Teach the game of tennis. Teach the rules, how it's played. At the beginning, it might not look pretty. In fact, it will look pretty bad. But it's adding a little bit of technical work, a little bit of physical work, a little bit of tactical work, mental, but the game. That's what we teach, that's what we want to play. The sooner we get to play the game, the more fun we find it, and from there we build on. So, enjoy it, teach the game. So guys, for this part, we want to do it together because it's much more fun and more interactive. The $1,000,000 question: how do we create a safe environment, a fun environment, an atmosphere where all the players feel nice to be here and want to come again, right? So we define specifically what we're looking at. Feeling safe, good and competent, belonging, having friends, being physically active, feeling accomplished, or use imagination and creativity in our environment, in our atmosphere. And we do this in many ways. We will just explain a few just so you have an idea on how we bring the atmosphere to the club. So Lucas, what would you say we make all this happen here?
Yeah, so for us it's really important for the players to be sort of polite. We don't want anybody to be feeling alone here and walking to their courts on their own, not looking to anybody. So number one is to say hello to every single person that you meet in the center. Not only here in the restaurant, but also for us it's important on the court.
Absolutely.
Even though it's not your coach, you should say, hello Ruben, hello Lucas, and so on. Say hello to every single person in the restaurant and on court.
Also, when we switch lessons, they have to say hello, goodbye to the person walking into the court. We like that one.
Also, if the lessons switch after that hour, it happens every single week for the whole year. So there's no reason they don't know their names. They don't say, hi,
how is it going?
How is it going?
the best part of it is we have pushed it a little bit further. So if we know the player has 10-15 minutes to stay longer on the lesson, we ask them to stay so they play also with different people, even though they are not in their lesson or in their time or they are not their level and so on. It's just to bring people together within the club. Another thing that we like to do is give the kids, every player really, the self-confidence that they are independent, and we let them put the nets up, the mini kids, for example.
Yeah. Another thing also, it happens sometimes, parents would carry their bags for them, which is what we absolutely hate here. But you know, if you don't say it to them, they will carry on doing it. So you have to address it. Or another thing which brings players to good independence is counting during points. Every time they play points, it's their responsibility to count points. You know, it also brings their mind and concentration to the game. Because imagine you count for them, they're just smashing balls and they have no idea what is it about, what is going on in the game.
To build confidence brings me to the point when they call the ball out or in, and then they ask us, was it good, was it out, is it my point? And we actually pretty hard go to them and say, did you call the ball out? No? Sorry, you're lost. Or when they start calling the ball like, out.
Yeah, nobody can hear that.
Nobody can hear it, like, out, yell it, like, bring your chest out. These are little things that we do daily in the program in order to build that confidence in the players. Warm-ups.
Yeah.
They are responsible for it.
Yeah, they need to come earlier, they need to finish their warm-ups. But of course, you give them the routines, you go through it, you make sure they understand, they are happy with it. Maybe they'll find some exercise they like more, they like less. But they should have a structure that they responsibly do every time before a training or a match. And at the end of the day, during tournaments, most of the time, you know, we cannot be to every single match. So they are there on their own and they have to be responsible.
These are little things that we do in the academy just to give you an idea of what we like to do, and hopefully you are on the same page with us. Cheers!